Hey, welcome back. This is part two of Survivors, Social Justice, and Red Flags. Where I'm talking about red flags not just being something that we see in intimate relationships, but that we also see in our workplace. In the last episode, I talked about, and defined what red flags look like in intimate relationships and what red flag look like in workplaces, so that we get a kind of an opportunity to kind of merge the see and see where they are where they are super similar, and then also where they are apart. Welcome to part two of that conversation. I am your host, Dr. D. Thank you so much for being here today. If you want to get to know a little bit about me, watch the other episodes. I kind of introduce myself in so many different ways as the episodes progress. And so I have a lot to say. I'm looking everywhere because I have so much that I want to share with you. Bear with me. I am going to be identifying patterns for us today, and because if we don't name patterns, then we're just gonna keep repeating them everywhere that we go. So here's the deal: in the next 10 minutes, I'm gonna be talking to you about red flags. I'm gonna be talking to you about trauma. I'm gonna be talking to you about love, and I'm gonna really be talking to you about why healing centered leadership, survivor centered leadership, really is important for this political time in 2026 and for the next couple of years ahead of us. And the reality is, if we don't name patterns, if we don't do the work to kind of look back, to look at patterns and to see how things are similar in our life, and then we will just keep recreating the same harm inside of the most sacred spaces in our lives, our families, our workplaces, our businesses, in social justice movements, right? Nonprofits that we belong to. So if you've ever thought that I'm exhausted, but I cannot leave. If you've ever thought to yourself, I love this work, but it's hurting me. If I don't do this, then who will? Stay with me for the next 10 minutes, because this conversation can change your life and can change how you love yourself inside the work that you are doing. We're going to unpack the things that we are going to unpack might change how you see yourself, how you see work, how you see leadership. So here's the deal: every year brings change. This year has brought a crazy host of change. Actually, the last 6 years, back to back to back, every year has brought its own sense of change and transformation and evolution that I don't think any of us were prepared for. And it has also brought in something deeper that has always kind of been a part of what we have gone through, but it is really being exacerbated right now. And these are red flags, right? Red flags that are indicators that the landscape is shifting in ways that demand our attention, courage, and healing. Hey, can you believe, more than we have already been doing? And it also is going, are red flags that are revealing that the political climate is starting to create more of, intensify the trauma that has already existed in our personal lives and within our organizations, within our businesses, and within our relationships within those spaces. And so here's the correlation, especially inside of our workplace, that no one names, that people have named. I think I'm going to take that back. People have named, and we have come a long way in talking about healing and self-care and health and wellness and workplace, mental health, and we've named it, and I think we've defined some of it to some degree, but there still is no accountability for. And that is that survivors are not just in our communities, they are our staff. They are the program manager holding disclosures with no emotional support. There is the executive director navigating threats, scarcity, burnout, turnover, defunding. There is the organizer showing up to actions while also healing from their own violence, and now managing fear, right, for their lives in so many different ways. There's the administrative assistant holding the emotional labor of the entire office, all the interpersonal conflict that is happening right now, the political divide, HR issues that are showing up that are really healing trauma, right? And the consultant that comes into the organization and is carrying everyone's trauma while also processing their own. See, survivors work with us. They are next to us at work. They are leading organizations. They are board members. They are part of your business plan. They are your advisory. They are the management, and they are the backbone of everything that you are creating. And that includes you as a survivor. You are the backbone on what you are creating. But the reality is, given what is happening in the world, we are breaking under the weight of systems that is starting to mirror the harm that we are constantly resisting, right? And so this is a red flag we just cannot ignore anymore, because when systems collapse, women of color, especially survivors, pay twice. First with our bodies and then with our labor. When survivors feel it, then our organizations and our businesses will feel it next. And here's why. There is a myth that somehow you're a survivor, you've seen some things, you've experienced some things, and then you kind of like leave it with you. And when you go to work, you become this different person. That is a lie. You take yourself everywhere that you go. We carry our trauma, our heartbreak, the things that we're witnessing on the news, the world that is happening around us. We carry it to meetings, to deadlines, to conflicts, to Zoom rooms. We carry it to budget crisis, to board tensions, to staff dynamics, to funding cycles. And this is not necessarily a weakness. This is just the reality. This has been and will continue to be the reality of those of us in leadership, especially in this time in 2026, as the political climate intensifies it. And this is not an HR issue. This is not a leadership development issue. We don't need more people to come in and train us around communication and conflict resolution. This is a healing justice issue, because survivor-centered leadership is not optional right now. It is organizational survival. And so here's what I got for you today. A survivor-centered check-in for 2026. Take a breath, and I'm going to ask you 3 questions. Are fear, scarcity, exhaustion, or unresolved trauma impacting the way that you lead, the way that you hire, the way that you are communicating, the way that you are making decisions to sustain in 2026? Ask yourself, what signals has my body been giving me about this work or this place or this space that I am in with these people, and what have I been explaining away instead of listening to? All the people have trauma. Oh my God, their stories, understanding them more and where they've been than what is really happening in the actual workplace. And the third question is, if this workplace, if this organization was an intimate relationship, what behaviors would we call red flags, and what would you need to change it to make it safe? I'm Dr. D. Let's talk about it. Hit me up, DM me, write in the comments. This is not me telling you the truth. It's me telling you a truth for you to try on, for you to sit with and think about some of these things if you haven't already been doing it. I hope that these conversations and insights have provided you with some perspective or some different narrative, or a way of reframing maybe what you are feeling, what you are going through, what you're seeing, but do not have language for. Continue to be in conversation with me. Subscribe to my YouTube. Go to my Substacks. Go to www.dayanara.org and subscribe to my newsletters. Let's stay in communication. And remember, if no one has acknowledged you today, thank you for who you are in the world. If no one has apologized to you, I will do it for them. I am sorry. Please forgive yourself. I believe you. You didn't deserve it. It wasn't your fault. You are worthy. You are enough. And I love you. Let's talk about it. See you next time. Peace.